What's going on, guys? Just getting everything set up right now. Perfect. We got that. What's going on, guys? What we're gonna be doing today is I'm gonna be kind of watching. We tried this a couple weeks ago, um, but I'm gonna be once the college football playoff rankings come out. I'm just gonna kind of go through my rough first take on all of it. Right now, I'm gonna mute this. So until I learn better from copyright stuff, I don't think like last time I'm able to actually stream what I'm watching live. Um, what about the college basketball games today? I'm watching them actually currently right now because I'm waiting for this to get on. But uh, once we get into more conference play, I guess the tournaments are a good time to start too. But what's up, Chris? But yeah, I think this. Tell me if I'm wrong, but the college football power hour or whatever it's called is when they do the ratings reveal. So I'm gonna be doing that and kind of going over my list, which is on the website. Um, would say the list was rough this week. It was hard to come up with because I was traveling, so I'm trying to do it all on the airplanes and everything like that, and get scores. But I think I came up with a good top 25. But we'll see here compared in 11 seconds when the NC State Illinois game ends. What the experts think. Let's see here. Let me know if it gets too loud or if the volume needs to be louder on the TV. Or I guess you guys probably already looked at the college football playoff rankings. I did not um, because I want to be able to make this list final today before looking at them. So I have a good, obviously, idea. Alabama's going to be number one because your Tigers couldn't take care of business. But I was pulling for them in the Iron Bowl, that's for sure. All right, so let's see. ESPNU Championship Drive Power Hour coming up next. But yeah, we're gonna try to get these down because I think it would be fun to do, especially with next week's selection going. Auburn. Really? You think so? I mean, I haven't really looked at most of the bowl predictions, but that would be cool. I would love to see them in the Sugar Bowl. They should. They played. What happened to that? What's his name? John Franklin, whoever you guys got from Last Chance U. But let's see. All right, top five mistakes. Notre Dame Fighting Irish 2016 College Football Playoff 12-0. Oh, huh. They're reviewing everybody's. See, the selection show happens at like 4 p.m. Pacific time, so I'm never able to actually watch it. Well, I could, but I'd be at work, and so I wouldn't be able to do this. So, um, yeah. Michigan State is the best team in the Big Ten. Bold prediction. Ah, he was very wrong. Oh, Ed Orgeron did become the head coach at LSU. Texas is back, folks. Oh, Sports Center. All right, get to the rankings. If they don't show the rankings, I'm going to be so pissed. What is this power hour? I think Bama's going to do pretty well against Florida. I guess you never know, but I don't know. I don't see how Florida really has a chance against Alabama. They definitely looked like the best team this year, but yeah, because Sugar Bowl that's not far for you really. I guess because what you're in the ATL. I guess that is kind of far. Because what is it? Is it the Peach Bowl that's being played in the Georgia Dome? Penultimate. Oh. Is this actually it? The college football playoff rankings. So Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, Washington, Michigan, Wisconsin, Penn State, Colorado, Oklahoma, Oklahoma State. I don't know how I feel about that. I had Alabama, Ohio State, so good 1, 2. I had Washington at 3 and Clemson at 4. I just think Washington's win over Washington State was more impressive. It was a ranked team. South Carolina wasn't very good. Michigan, I actually had falling to 7 because, um, I mean, I guess that looking at it, it is probably a little far for how close that game was. But I just thought with Penn State and Wisconsin in the conference championship, they should be ranked higher. And then whoever wins that has a better chance of moving up, and whoever loses would obviously fall behind Michigan. See, LSU 21, Tennessee. I don't even have Tennessee in mine, I don't think. No, not even in my next best 5. I have V Tech. They have them at 23. At 16. Jesus. Of course, they're a lot more political than I am. I'm going off. Well, I guess I'm going off purely eye test. But well, that was freaking quick. Glad I waited for all that. Well, anyways, so who? So let's see. We got conference championships: Penn State, Wisconsin. Um, my opinion is, where do you have Auburn? You can go to the website and look, everydaysportsfan.com. But I'll give you the cheat sheet. You'll actually love this. So when I was doing my last minute review, I just caught a huge error. I actually had Auburn at 19 and Stanford at 17. I don't know how well it shows up, but I sat there and said Auburn played super good against Alabama, and I mean Stanford didn't really hasn't played well this season. So I decided, even though I had Auburn at 14 last week, I decided they shouldn't fall further than Florida State and Auburn, or sorry, in Stanford. So I put Auburn at 17. And if you read on the website, I actually think I might have moved them down too far. I mean, it's looking like I have Virginia Tech jump from not ranked to 16. Louisville I barely dropped, and they lost to Kentucky. So I was sitting there. I really don't think I should have moved Auburn. I don't believe in the thing that if you lose, you should not move in the rankings like Michigan did a couple weeks ago. If you lose, you should move, and so I ended up moving Auburn from 14. But I think now looking at it, maybe they should win 15 instead of Louisville. You know what? I can't, because now that I see these, I should have revised it. See, that's the problem when I was traveling and everything. I didn't have enough time to really sit down and nail out the list like I used to. I got through my top 10, and then I kind of just, the 11 through 25 was just such a mess. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see if they show it. No, they're showing the bottom 5 right now. Or, sorry, top 6. Um, yeah, so 50 so it wasn't too far off from where they had them, but yeah, I think I would, looking at it now, should have had them at 15. Um, well, shoot. You know what? I actually am trying to get more people involved on this because it's everyday sports fans. Would you be willing? I mean, I guess there's only one more week of rankings, but next week, do you want to send me your top 25, and maybe I'm doing the next best 5, and then I can kind of do average and see where these guys line up, because obviously it's going to be a better list if it's not just me, because obviously this is my opinion. So if you get other people's opinions, it actually becomes a ranking instead of just um, I guess my top 25 opinions. So if you'd be up for it, and anybody else, because I'm probably just going to leave this video unedited up here, and people watch it, they watch it. On the website, there's an everydaysportsfan.com. Or on everydaysportsfans.com, there's a contact form. Use that. Shoot me an email, and just shoot me a little bit about how introduce yourself. Let me know how interested or committed you'd be to be sending a list and of your top 25 each week. And I might have you send in a couple samplers to know that you know what you're talking about. I guess none of us really do, obviously, but at least remotely. Um, but yeah, you though, Chris, the dog, you have multiple ways to contact me. So I don't know if you just want to hit me up on PSN or Facebook or whatever. But yeah, I know you know how to get a hold of me. But for anybody else that watches, on the website there's a contact us form, which is just contact me at the moment. So I do want to start getting also if anybody, um, about to be over, so I can't easily do it. Perfect. And I mean, if not, just keep it rough. I don't want you to think too in depth on it, but oh, they're comparing their top five teams. Ooh, how do you put Michigan at four? Uh, I mean, I get it. I just two losses. They're not in their conference championship. I say let chaos happen to put them in. That's what I'm bothering. And I don't think Clemson should be ranked ahead of Washington. Clemson had a terrible, not terrible year. Obviously, they have one loss, but they had some very close games and they didn't separate themselves like they're supposed to. I think Washington has showed up against everybody but USC. So, and I mean, I guess they did have a slip up against Arizona, but I don't know. I hate UW, but I just don't get how the media isn't in love with them. But oh well. I am not too butthurt to see Coach Peterson left out if it all comes down. That's for sure. Yeah, it's still the same. So yeah, exactly. You can just text me. Um, but yeah, and I'll let you know. And just I'll give you the email to this, so you can just email me directly. Because I'd like to have two. I have another buddy I've been talking to about sending a list, but he's more in the college basketball, so he's gonna be doing more of the basketball side of it. But he's going to hopefully be contributing more on the website. But I also want to get like other writers because obviously I want it to be like early Bleacher Report where like anyone could sign up to be a writer as long as you could prove you could write. So that's kind of the goal with this website is to turn it into something kind of like Bleacher Report. Um, I like to not get as commercialized though, obviously, but yeah. So because obviously you're gonna know Sun Belt, SEC, ACC, Conference USA, American a lot. Well, definitely Sun Belt and SEC a lot better than I'm going to. Well, I know my Sun Belt pretty well now, but you know, you being regionally located there, the Braves and everybody else that's down there. See, there you go, man. Start it up here. Use it as a resume builder. Yeah, because I mean that's kind of my goal with this. I decided to not get into sports journalism, and I was like, but I have so much I want to talk about. So using it as like a vent. But ooh, they fired Helfrich? How did I not get an update about this? Or it's one of these 16 updates I have on my phone. What? All right, I'm calling it right now, though. I think Les Miles goes to Oregon. They want a big name hire, and I've heard, oh, who's the other big name guy? Oh, I've heard Lane Kiffin. I just don't think Oregon's going to get Lane Kiffin. They fired Mark Helfrich. There it is. He went 37 and 16 in 4 seasons, 4-8 this year. So he got half of his losses this year. But I mean, honestly, he just wrote out the. I'm gonna make a video on that actually. Maybe right after this, I'm gonna shoot just a whole fired coach. Who should be fired and everything like that. That's what I'm gonna do. West to Houston. Now, I think he would take Oregon over Houston because I just it's Oregon. It's a Power Five team. Houston got left out of the Big 12, so um, yeah, I think Oregon. But I'm gonna do a video. The thing was, I was waiting for all these firings to happen, and freaking Texas and LSU went and hired all their coaches. But there'll be more firings coming up here. So I want to do like a fired hired video, but I don't want to miss any more big hires. So maybe I'll just start doing one for every major school, and maybe I'm gonna shoot the Oregon one actually. Probably right now because this Power Hour is freaking it's stupid. It's not what I thought it was. I remember the first one I did with these. It was an actual like reveal show, and it was Herb Street, and I don't know if it was Herb. Yeah, it was Herb Street, and like that idiot. What's his name? Mark or I can't remember his name, but the half the A team, half the B team were doing it. Um, they're actually doing a reveal, and that's what I thought this was, but I guess not. So maybe I'm not going to start waiting to do these late at night. I guess it's only 8, but later at night than I'd want to. I can just do an actual reaction video. There's still talk. Gus might still be on the hot seat. I'd rather keep him. Yeah. I just think for you guys, I mean, you went through all the trials of after you left to bring him back and fire. What was the guy's name you had before him? God, Gus has been there forever, but you know who I'm talking about, obviously. You guys were so big on getting Gus Malzahn back. I think you give him another year. Like you said, you didn't really have a quarterback. You haven't really had a quarterback since Cam Newton. You had that Marshall kid. He was pretty good, but I still think Auburn's a good program. I mean, what's his record in the Iron Bowl? Isn't he like 2-2? That's it. Gene Chizik, but I don't know. Yeah, I believe Gus is 2-2 in the Iron Bowl. Or how long has he been? It's only been 4 years, right? Yeah, because no. Yeah, how long has he been there? Anyways, I think you keep Gus one more year, see what happens. But yeah, so I'm gonna end this video now because this show is not what I thought it was. But in the kick 6, but all right. Well, I'm gonna go think of a video idea for these coaches. Unless I have another video I had lined up. Let's see what I'm supposed to do next. He's only been there 3 years. Oh, it's the app. That's for NCAA football. So is that. Why are these even in here? Where did I put my... Oh, well, I have a list of things I'm trying to do. But, all right, I'm going to do a fired coaches thing. Season's over other than conference games. There's a lot of interim head coaches, so I'm going to do a video for that right now. But Badger fan here praying that we get in somehow. I'm glad you probably just tuned in. I did briefly talk on that. I have, in my rankings on everydaysportsfans.com, I had the Badgers at 5, I believe. Yeah, 6. I have them at 6, but I have them behind Penn State. And it's pretty much just because I had Penn State ranked higher than Wisconsin last week. And so I figured there's no reason for Wisconsin to jump Penn State. But with you guys at 5 and 6, I literally have it set up where whoever wins the conference championship game, I think should have a serious discussion to be in. And obviously, if it's Penn State, especially over Ohio State, but they've just played so well, I think Washington would get the boot because the media doesn't love them. But I do think Clemson probably has the best shot of... I think Clemson's the team that should get knocked out if it comes down to it. But I do think the Big Ten, for how good it's been with Michigan, Wisconsin, Penn State, Ohio State, and Nebraska for a little bit there. And still, I mean, Nebraska's still in most people's top 25. I think definitely the conference champion should be in it. I think it's just dumb that they're not. So I'm kind of pulling for the Badgers and the Nittany Lion to pull some upset. Because I think if a conference champion in the best conference in football right now doesn't get in, that's stupid. If this was the SEC, you would have, no matter what, a couple years ago, it would have been Alabama, Arkansas, and LSU probably would have all made the Power 5 or the playoffs just because it's the SEC. And that's kind of how the Big Ten is now. And it's kind of, I think, the conference championship should be in. So let's say Arkansas had beaten Alabama and LSU and whatever, or lost to whatever. And somehow, if it was the SEC, there'd be 3 teams in. So I think the Big Ten should have 2 teams in. They've been the best conference this year. So it's going to come down to Clemson or Washington. Obviously, if one of them loses, it makes it a lot easier. But I'm not convinced. Washington maybe and Clemson maybe, but I don't see it happening. Anyways, thanks for tuning in to this. Sorry it's not what I thought it was. But yeah, stay tuned. I'll have a couple more videos out soon.